What happened when your gut told you, this guy is bad news? My ex and I divorced on pretty good terms, which was great since we were sharing custody of our 4-year-old daughter, Kayla. But about a year after we split, my ex started dating this guy, Gordon. We'd agreed on a policy where we had to date someone for 6 months before they were allowed to meet Kayla, so I wasn't worried about him at first. I figured either he wouldn't be a good match, and my ex would end it before the 6 months, or he'd last that long, which must mean he was a good guy. I trusted my ex's judgment, but I actually ended up meeting him just a couple months after they got together, just by chance. I was at a restaurant, and my ex and Gordon were there on a date, and she introduced us. The second I laid eyes on Gordon, I had a bad feeling. I honestly don't even know what it was, but it was like my blood ran cold when I saw him. I actually wondered if maybe I was jealous, even though I was completely over my ex and I'd met another one of her boyfriends since we split and it hadn't bothered me. But then Gordon started talking, and I knew the problem wasn't me. It was absolutely him. He just seemed slick, like he was trying to pitch himself, and clearly it wouldn't be a hard sell, because clearly he was all that, and a bag of chips. Nothing about him seemed sincere, and I didn't like the way he brought up Kayla at all, talking about how he was so excited to meet her, and implying that me and my ex's rule about waiting was stupid, and I should let her change it. So the next time I saw my ex, I made sure she knew that I didn't want him meeting Kayla anytime soon. She promised me that she wasn't trying to get out of our deal to wait 6 months, but she did let me know that she thought things with Gordon were serious, and she expected that he'd still be around when the clock ran out. Every month after that was filled with dread. Every time I sent Kayla off to my ex's, I wondered if this would be the time she'd meet Gordon. All my friends tried to convince me that I was being paranoid, but I just couldn't shake the feeling that I didn't want this guy around my daughter. But one day, Kayla came home from her mom's and told me that Mommy's sad because she broke up with her boyfriend. I swallowed and said that was too bad, and asked Kayla if she'd ever gotten to meet him, and she said no. I was so relieved. The next time I saw my ex, I told her I was sorry that things hadn't worked out with the two of them, but told her I'd always had a bad feeling about that guy. That's when she took a deep breath and told me the truth about their breakup. A few weeks ago, a young boy in our area had gone missing. The police had asked anyone who might have a clue where he could be to come forward. Well, apparently one of the IT people at Gordon's work had noticed some disturbing images on his computer during a routine security check, and he realized that the boy in those photos looked a lot like the missing kid. They raided Gordon's house and found the boy locked in a closet in Gordon's house, battered, traumatized, and bitten by rats, but thankfully alive. Gordon was immediately taken into custody, and he called my ex from jail thinking she would believe that he was framed, somehow. Obviously, she immediately got a restraining order and was taking measures to make sure he never contacted her again, including putting her house on the market. After I made absolutely sure that Kayla was telling the truth and he'd never met her, my ex swore he hadn't. I just hugged her while she cried. I didn't blame her for being taken in by him. After all, I hadn't even had any evidence that he was a bad guy. I just knew, somehow.